Kingdom Hearts Dark Road finale was a wild ride as we learned how Xehanort began his path into becoming the villain who would plague Sora and our heroes through various incarnations and guises. Many mysteries surrounding the Dark Keyblade Master remain, with the most pressing question being, is Xehanort about to make a comeback? You heard that right. There are several clues that suggest Tetsuya Nomura may be setting the stage for Xehanort to return for the Lost Masters saga, and speculation of his return has only increased since the release of the Dark Road finale. Ever since the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, as we began to learn Xehanort's true motives to purge all the worlds and reset the universe in order to restore balance between light and darkness, to create a blank canvas, as it were, to paint his ideal world, Tetsuya Nomura has been trying to provide some level of understanding that we the players can have for the villain that we've been fighting for so long. In Dark Road, we witnessed Xehanort being instilled with the misguided belief that he and he alone was the child of destiny, who could right the wrongs and mistakes of the past. We see the hypocrisy Xehanort perceived from his fellow Keyblade wielders, as they served the light so dutifully that they were blinded to the darkness within themselves. Realizing that to ignore the dark is to let it grow and consume you, Xehanort came to believe that embracing and mastering the darkness would provide the balance needed to keep one's darkness in check, prompting Xehanort to begin a lifelong study of the darkness in order to accomplish just that for himself. This journey, he believed, would prepare him to lead the new world that he would create after using Kingdom Hearts to purge the world as it currently is. A world that Xehanort sees as being one based off of hypocrisy and a world that is an utter failure. With this new information, we can now better put the pieces together and see how Xehanort came to the extreme conclusion that he did, in spite of not agreeing with his methods. But in the end, Xehanort failed, and in the context of Dark Road's finale, we can view his passing of the Keyblade onto Sora as passing the role of the Child of Destiny to him as well, entrusting the next generation to find the answers that he could not, the answers to the world's injustices. In many ways, Xehanort could be seen as a master to the Destiny trio, though in a very unconventional manner. In a strange twist of fate, the trials and challenges that he and his various incarnations have forced Sora, Riku, and Kairi to face is what has allowed them to mature and grow, not only as Keyblade wielders, but as people and as guardians of light. In the face of Xehanort's darkness, their lights have shone all the more brightly. Most specifically in the case of Sora. This ties in with the words of the reincarnation of the player, Xehanort's caregiver, from the secret ending of Dark Road, where he, or she, believed that Xehanort would one day become Light's master. If we assume Sora is the light in question, and look at how Xehanort's dark plans and actions have only strengthened Sora, then we can see that Xehanort, in a most unorthodox way, has been Sora's greatest teacher. But Xehanort's role as a master to Sora may not be over. In fact, there is a good chance that Xehanort may soon return in Quadratum no less, to aid Sora as a guide in a much more traditional manner. When asked in a recent interview, which will be linked down below, if Xehanort would return to the story, Tetsuya Nomura left open the possibility that Xehanort could indeed return, if the right opportunity arises. Combine this in junction with a scene from Dark Road, where Xehanort speaks of needing many lives to accomplish his goals, and all signs point to Xehanort's eventual return. In a conversation with Ericus, Xehanort says that one lifetime is just not enough to accomplish all that he needs. He would require at least 13 lives to rebuild the world, and then a final 14th life to explore the new world that would come after. Obviously, 13 lives of Xehanort to rebuild the world would refer to the 13 dark vessels that he creates in Kingdom Hearts 3, who would be used to forge the Keyblade, open Kingdom Hearts, and use its power to create the new world. But the 14th life, the one destined to explore the world to come, has yet to be revealed. Unlike in the poorly translated English version of Kingdom Hearts 3, where it was suggested that Xehanort sought to create a world of pure light, the more accurate Japanese version instead implies that Xehanort's view of balance had changed by the time of Kingdom Hearts 3, and that he sought a world that is absent of both light and dark instead. Given that we know that Xehanort is aware of the existence of Quadratum thanks to Melody of Memory, it would seem the world Xehanort wanted to create took inspiration directly from that of Unreality, considering that Quadratum and Unreality are supposed to be a universe where light and darkness, at least as we know them, do not exist. Well, at least until Sora seems to arrive there and we get a Neo Darkseid showing up. As such, it is possible that Xehanort, a man who plans for every eventuality, would place a 14th secret vessel within Quadratum when he had discovered it at some unknown point in the past, in which he could retreat to said secret vessel should his plans with Kingdom Hearts go awry. It is possible that when Xehanort disappeared from the world we know, he simply moved to the world of Unreality and Quadratum. We know with Strelitzia, who perished in the universe of Kingdom Hearts during the events of Union Cross, she has reappeared in Quadratum, and she even describes it as a sort of afterlife. Could Xehanort have found his way here as well after his apparent demise? A final piece of evidence that suggests this theory may be true is a piece of artwork by Nomura, released with the Dark Road finale, showing a young Xehanort in a very street-style casual variation of the organization coat, a style of clothing one would expect to see in Quadratum, and standing amidst the rainy backdrop that fans have pointed out has a vague resemblance to a real-life area known as Miyashita Park, a location in Shibuya which Quadratum is based on, specifically a series of archways located in Miyashita Park. Considering that Xehanort conceded to Sora at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3 and entrusted the Keyblade and the future to him, if Xehanort is to return, I don't believe it would be as a villain or an antagonist, but rather as someone who will be on the side of Sora, or at the very least in opposition to the likely villains of the next saga, the Lost Masters, or perhaps even the 13 Primordial Darknesses themselves. So what do you think? Do you agree that Xehanort is likely to return in a younger form in Quadratum to aid and guide Sora in his coming fight with the Master of Masters and the Foretellers? In addition, do you think that Ericus could have possibly made his way with Xehanort to Quadratum as well? Give me your thoughts in the comments section down below. Be sure to like, subscribe, click the bell for more Kingdom Hearts and gaming content, and if you like comic books, anime, movies, and more, consider subscribing to my second channel, which will also be linked down below. As well, if you'd like to see me catching up with the Dark Road content released before the finale and my live reaction to the finale itself, you can find both live streams linked down below. Until the next one, this is Jessica James, signing out.